everybody, welcome. Okay. So I normally get on here and we just start painting, but today we're fixing to work a little bit with the resin part of your treasure box. So apparently it's International Dance Day. That's exciting. And I watched somebody today, just for a second, that it was an artist. Hopefully, I think I followed her, but anyway, she had a post that said, before you get started painting, that you should dance. And she had a reason why, something about left side, right side, brain, whatever. Anyway, so I was like, well, and it is International Dance Day. However, that was done previous to this, so I'm already ready and in my creative space. But hey, if you haven't done your little dance today, it's recommended. So that'll free you up. I'll get my gloves. Hey, Randall. Right? I have. Hey, so this Randall, if anybody's on yet, we're not even starting officially. However, he's going to be doing a live on Saturday, teaching us in oil painting clouds. So, you know, that would be one you don't want to miss if you're interested. And the thing is, even if you're not into oils right now, it doesn't mean that you won't ever be. And not only that, but the same technique can be transferred into acrylic a lot of the times. So if you can learn, you know, that fan brush technique that he's using for the clouds or something like that, that's a win no matter what medium you're painting in. So, trees, perfect. Yep. I love both clouds and trees. And sometimes, I don't know, I just don't have a set way about it yet. I've been painting for 30 years, and lots of clouds, but I still haven't found my groove. Maybe it's one of those things kind of like water, where it really depends on the mood of the painting and the colors and I mean, it's not just, okay, this is how you do a cloud, boom, you're done. Or, you know, trees and clouds, same thing for me. It's a wonder every time. But I'm sure if I can learn a few techniques I can use with each setting, it should help. Welcome, everyone. I jumped on a little early. Just trying to get some resin stuff set up. We've been working on our treasure boxes, and this is the one that I am going to be doing resin on today. However, I'm not sure if I want to frog tape it, which makes a dam, and then pour my resin and let it be thicker, or if I just want to let it run off the sides. I'm thinking I'd like to kind of dam it up, and then I can go back if I feel like it and paint resin on my sides at another time. But since I don't know, I'm just setting it aside because I don't want to make a resin decision because those are final, people. Final. Anyway, I wish you could see the inside of the box, but if I tip it, all of my shells and rocks and starfish are going to go flying. So trust me on this. There's even like little sea glass that's soft and rounded that will kind of, if I pour enough resin, I want to cover the starfish and then these little baby starfishes, and then have just the sea glass pieces up a little bit above the resin so that you can feel it with your finger, you know, but you can't. And they're really smooth, so it's not like anyone's going to get cut or anything. So there's the thought there. All right, so let me get my resin out, and then we'll mix it up, and then I'll show you some really cool stuff that you can do with just odds and ends. So and make really cool art. I think it's cool, anyway. Well, let me see. I haven't done resin in so long. Good grief. Too long. Y'all just chat it up. I'm going to be over here mixing some stuff. And I've already leveled made sure my board was level. And remember, you want to take your level and lay it this way and make sure it's level, and then you want to turn it the other way as well. And on these little tables that I have, that's fine, but on the large table that's over here, depending on where I set my piece, because my table goes kind of like that, so this is why I want a resin over here, but I do have a section that's pretty level, and I take some of those craft sticks and a board, and then just put those craft sticks under that big board, and then put your level on that. It's so much easier than you're leveling a nice area, you know. So you don't have to like totally level your whole table, lift the whole thing up that way. And these wood cutting boards are really good. I kind of borrowed this from the guys downstairs that they were doing pottery on it, but it's the perfect size. But I've got it covered with plastic in case I have any resin drips. So, and it's got a little trough around it, which is absolutely perfect if it happens to go in there. So, all right, I'm going to do it. Let's see. When you're doing your two-part mix on epoxy, you'll notice that one is thicker and the other is more runny. And so you want to put equal parts, and you want to put the more runny one in first. I forgot which one that is. Okay, see, I went to shake it and nothing is moving. So that is the actual part A. I wonder why they put it like that. And part B. Okay. And that's, you can see it's moving. So that's the one you want first. And don't shake your resin. I'm just trying to show y'all. I don't even know how much resin I need. So, because I don't know how long how much it's gonna take to cover that bottom of that box. So, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. But my line's not numbers. Nothing's ever done my numbers with me. Now my sister, on the other hand, I call her Rain Man because she is a numbers person. God bless her. And so is my husband. They are amazing. Hey, colors, welcome. I'm just messing in stuff. Resin. Okay, I've got to get that started stirring. So, and then once it's ready to just sit there, I've got the coolest things to show you. Some really interesting pieces of art, I think, that just came into being in very strange ways. That's all I can say about that. And I want to show them to you. It's just kind of the think outside the box thing. You know, when it comes to art, I think that is always just so fun. Won't miss anybody's. Well, I appreciate anyone hanging out even for a minute here. I do enjoy other artists and seeing their creations and just talking with them and listening to them is so cool. That's why I like the rooms, because you can see their process, you know. It was so cool too, because Sherry and I were talking, my sis. I don't know if she's on. If I've missed you, Sherry, sorry. But we were talking about our process, and she's like in one section for a long time, and I'm just here and there and this and that. And I started thinking, oh, and I told her maybe I should slow down and do it more like she does in case I'm losing people or whatever. But I thought it was really cool because she said, no, you do you and we'll do us. And I was like, true, you know, I need to do me. I could slow down a little bit as I skip from place to place. Y'all are sweet. I think my little phone thing is messing up. Now I'm really in a lot of trouble because I can't see anything you're saying. And I got gloves and resin, so there we go. Chat it up, you guys. Enjoy. Okay, I think all of my strings are out, but it is sure cloudy. And it's that Pro Art resin. So it's not made to be really poured thick or anything. But I'm going to just take this stick out so that stick doesn't create more bubbles for me. And I'm going to let it sit there and think about getting some bubbles out of itself. And while it's doing that, now I can tap my screen and see what's happening. You're on, been on. Oh. Sweet. Okay, so check this out, y'all. Well, this is, hey Sherry, thank you. While this is debubbling or whatever, this is what I was talking about. It was an acrylic skin that I just had poured extra when I was doing a pour. And it was really thick. And so I picked it up and I decided to resin one thin layer of resin on it. And then I painted some on it, and then I resined it again. And then I decided, nah, I'm not done, and I painted a whole mermaid and everything on it. And it's very thick. It's very cool, though. And then I just put like this on it, you know, so it can hang. And then that's my hideous mistake. It's not too bad. It's kind of cool, but this one goes better in my bathroom. So, but I like the idea of reversible art. So that's a thought. If you haven't had that thought before, which you probably have, but you never know. So that's that. And that was an acrylic skin. Oh, thank you. Hey Shannon, welcome. Thanks for the likes. Okay, so the next piece, as I'm just sitting here waiting for this to debubble, is one of my earliest, and it's like 50 pounds, of messing with resin. Okay, so again, I wanted to do a layered piece. Okay, so that's her. And the art's not great. I was trying to learn how to do layers. But this, I bought just like 50 cents, this frame, and it had glass, so I just, you know, thought, okay, well, take the glass out and seal it and then start filling this up with resin. And so that's what I did. The other thing on this, which was pretty cool, was, I don't know if you'll be able to see it with all the bright lights, but it does have some glow thing in there. But had I been thinking, I would have done a lot more, I think. But I guess I got a lot in there. But it was fun. It was just an experiment, you know. Very cool. It's really not, I mean, it's hard to hang, is what it is. It's super, super heavy. I've got my hardware still hanging on it. I just like pulled it off the wall, so there's that. But it was kind of cool with the layers and stuff. It was so fun because you can really get that depth, you know. Okay, let me give my resin a stir, and then we're going to talk about this weird thing back here. Let me get my gloves on. Oh, it's cool. Thanks, gorgeous mixed media. Oh, okay, colors. Hey, thanks for dropping in and everything. Have a great day. Hey, welcome. Welcome, everybody. All right, so I'm just going to stir up this resin one little bit more just to see how it's doing, which is whatever. And then I'm going to talk about that thing back there. Oh man, look, this resin's all... I'm telling you, this resin, I'm just going to go ahead and pour it now because it is getting thick and that's not good. So I'm going to have to work some bubbles out of this. So, changing horses in the middle of the stream is my middle name. So let's pour it, and then we'll go back to whatever we were talking about, oh, that lighthouse thing. So I'm just pouring it right on top of my little rocks and sand. I've got some starfish at the bottom. I've got sea glass. This is the big part of the box, the bottom. My little starfish will float, so I didn't want that. So last night I came in and glued them to a rock here and there. So that was kind of cool. I was going to add a little color to this resin, but I did not. And I'm kind of glad. I wish I could show you. It actually looks pretty cool. I think I can show you. Hold on a second. Okay, I need to drizzle just a little bit over that one sea glass because I want to make sure that it's been covered once with resin at least. So it all has the same texture. And then it can just go ahead and pour off of it, but at least it's sealed. Okay, I'm not touching this lid because I still have not decided what I'm going to do with that. So let me bring you down to here. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Absolutely. I feel like I'm back in the military. Thank you. Booyah. All right, check it out. Hopefully you'll be able to see. Maybe not. Can you see anything? Are you able to see it? Anyway, I don't want to risk everything falling over and being horribly messed up. So, okay, so there was that. Make sure it's stable. All right, and as far as bubbles, not bad, not bad. But man, I've got a bunch of resin and I've got to do something with that. Didn't expect to have that much. So y'all just yak it up for a second and let me find something. Let me hit this with a torch first because this is the primary. I don't care if I waste resin at this point. I just don't want to waste all of my time and energy that I put into this box messing with something like that. So no shame on these. I'm just saying, priorities. Okay, I've got a little kitchen torch. You just hold that button in and click it, and if it's not coming on, then you twist it and open it where you can hear the gas coming out. Take your thumb off of that and then just go ahead and lower that flame as low as you want. And when you are ready to do your resin, you can go this way, but in a box, you don't want to hit the sides. So I come up, over, and down like that, just not really close, maybe that close to the resin, down and around like that. And just real quick, just like that. And you can see the bubbles popping. You can also see where the trouble areas are. I'm going to add just a dip more resin. A dip more resin? Okay, I like that. And it needs a little more of this. And I like to hit it with a torch, like just a little bit, and then let it sit. For this one, with this Pro Art resin, I wouldn't let it sit for probably more than 5 minutes without hitting it again. The other one, the Pro Marine regular, it's like about 10 minutes, and then I torch it one more time, and that's usually it. I don't say that there are never any bubbles in my art. There are, and I like them. So unless it's obnoxious or it's just wrong to be in there somewhere, I like them. So, you know, I don't have one of those pressure cooker pot things, so they're gonna have bubbles. I'm gonna hit this one more time because of that stuff I added. This was really kind of creepy at first because I had never used one in the kitchen, tell you the truth. I mean, who makes creme brulee? I mean, I don't. Should. You can also blow on it. You can also use a straw to blow on it. And I'm not sure what we're doing with this. So I've got some white epoxy pigment. I might as well mix that up, but I got to do something with this resin right fast. So I just happen to have little containers for color. I grab my gloves on, always gloves. So I'm not visiting you guys. I hope you're talking amongst yourself. Thank you for all the hearts, everybody. I appreciate everything. And I will be talking it up in a second and reading everything, but right now, okay, so here we are. Let's get these cups filled. Not filled maybe, but I want some color. And I'm going to put straight into this one a little bit of this, if I can get down in there. It's a epoxy pigment. Whoosh. And look, it's really, really thick. I've never used these before. This is my new thing for the month, probably of May, since this is almost the end of April. You know, I like to try new products, and it's always good to reach out and explore something that you see on YouTube or somebody using it and you're like, ooh, that would be cool and such and such. So there's the thing. There it is. You go, you get it. You try it out. I really like the way it mixed this up. Wowza. This is going to be beautiful for beaches, people. Okay, so that's a winner. Someone that did beautiful beach work in resin, I was watching them. I'm sorry I didn't get their name. But she was the one that recommended this. It's Epoxy Pigment, White Armor Art. Can't reach. So that was cool. All right. I'm hoping that pigment will slow that heat and that chemical down in that resin a little bit and give me time to get it together. That's the thing with resin. It's like it's a taskmaster. You will work on its schedule or it will not work for you. So just knowing that, you know, helps. Some gold. Apparently I'm feeling more like fall than summer today. There's some mossy sagey green. Olive. Yum. Man, that resin's getting thick fast. Okay. And I like to leave clear, you know, because I like where the colors will go in and fight it out amongst themselves in those areas. So that's kind of cool. Especially in alcohol inks, man. When you get some alcohol ink going in your resin, it will make itself known. Such pretty ways. Oh, I got a lot of green in that. We'll see how well this resin does. This is not the resin to use on these ring holders, but we've done it before, and they did turn out. I'm going to add a little green into this. Clear. So, hey, give it a couple whips. All right, let's do like a white tip. I don't know. What was for the big one? Once you get this part in there, check the tip, the air bubble, and try and get it out of there. These little skewers work pretty good. If you don't get it out, you're going to have a little hole, a little divot at the top of your ring holder, and that's okay. They make rhinestones to fit them perfectly. You just get an assortment of rhinestones, and when that happens, then you pick your color rhinestone and resin it right on in there. Fabulous. Okay, which one was that? Did I even have anything in there? Yeah. It's hard to see in here. I'm almost more in favor of the ones with the rhinestones anymore. I really like the way they turned out. I was trying to push it down. This one's pretty good. The darker the color is, the easier it is to see through these molds. To see if you've got it or not. That white clear is like, I'm guessing. But these ring holder molds are actually quite easy to work with for the most part. I really like them. This white is really thin. Wow. So I'm just going to let it pour through these colors. Actually, I should do it the other way if it's really thin, right? Because it's only thick. I don't know. Let's see. There we go. Oh, it just stayed on top. Yep, because it is really thin. Okay, then. We'll do that one too then. And then we'll drop those heavy colors through. I gotta hit that with the torch. I feel it coming from you guys. Someone's thinking, don't forget, hit that with a torch. I will, in 1 second. These could be short, and that's okay because we will be able just to add more resin on top of it. That one's almost all white. That's going to be kind of cool. Drop this, oh, right on top of the side, Mel. Get rid of this. Give it to this guy. He deserves something good. So I just messed him up. All right, and the others can just sit there until the next time. That's very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this one. Just once. That resin's already hot. I can feel it in my gloved hands. Okay, so let me just hit this once. Just like back and forth, back and forth. It's pretty. I see bubbles. Okay, so those are gone. That's cool. They like to hide around the edges in case you're ever doing these. And you know, you don't want to toast your box or your tape. But don't panic. I mean, every once in a while you do see just a little bit of smoke come up. Just a little. Not like smoke. Okay, you just touched the tape or something. Don't panic. It's fine. Just don't hold it onto it. Just run it along like that, up and down. That's perfect. It's really kind of weird. That rock, that sea glass, looks like it's just a different color in the water. You can't really see the rock. I don't know why. Weird. Can't wait to show you tomorrow. But check this out. So, this is something that was really strange. I was painting on a... Oh, you guys with conversations. I am missing all the good stuff. Anyway, so I did it on it was a canvas board. And, you know, canvas boards are just the canvas glued on cardboard. And so that wasn't working really well. And I ended up just cutting the board off of it. And then I started resining it. And I put rope around it. I made this very odd, weird looking lighthouse with different things going on. And it's actually one of my favorite pieces. You know, it's just so random. And then I just glued with the resin one of those hangers on the back. But that's kind of cool, huh? And it makes no sense. And I'm so proud of that. You know, it's nice to be able just to set yourself free, and to me anyway, and just do whatever it is that pops into your mind. So there is a tail coming out of the lighthouse. So what? You know, it's okay. So use rope and shells and sand and resin and all those kind of things to make, you know, really cool, I think they're unique and cool pieces of art. You can start like, this is just a mermaid and she's got her little tide pool with a starfish in there, and that's resin. But she is actually sitting on what was one of those little votive candle holders. That's what started this. It was just a plain candle holder, and I thought, oh, I'll just put a starfish on it. And then I went and look, I could build up a cliff, and then it was like, oh, a mermaid. So that's what happens. And therefore art is created. But anyway, then I added the resin in there, and I really liked the way it turned out. So you just grab whatever you have laying around. It doesn't matter. Go to the thrift shops and find cool stuff and look at it like what it's going to be, not what it is, you know? I think that's the fun part. That's what I do on my days off. When I'm not arting. I'm looking for things to be arting with. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it would be fun. So, but don't forget your resin skins, and to try to do like both sides on the reversible art stuff. Thank you for the follows, everybody. Yes, you do need to get into resin. Yep, and I'm telling you, let me show you something right fast, because I gotta get my gloves on because my resin things are so messy. But this is the one that I recommend. It's red and blue. It's just that regular Pro Marine. It's got the UV in it that you need for protection. You can do deep pours. You can do just the coating. It's really good over spackling, the stuff that I use it with, the spackling epoxy sculpt. Not so great on Sculpey, the air dry Sculpey. I haven't baked any, but on the air dry Sculpey, I don't use that anymore under resin. So if I can shut you off, people, I will. But there we go.